advantage of fundamentals is an underrated skill you need to have in your arsenal as a forex trader. I know you might be wondering what advantage you might get or derive from trading with fundamentals. What makes me like trading with fundamentals so much is that normally the average pips that, let's say, a currency pair you like trading with moves. Let's say if you trade with GBP USD, normally what the fundamentals actually do is that it gives you the ability to make more in less time. What fundamentals do is that because of the extreme volatility which is experienced on the market when fundamentals are released, what happens is that now the 40 pips or 50 pips or 100 pips that used to take about, let's see, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours for you to accrue on the market, sometimes even a whole day for you to accrue that amount of pips on the market or even more, you're able to milk this much from the market in the shortest possible time. Sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes. The extreme volatility which appears on the market when fundamentals are released is a major reason why so many traders like trading, because it now gives you the ability to risk less for more, because you can make as much as possible in the shortest possible time. But one thing is that there are so many instances you can actually trade fundamentals, some good, some not so good, some extremely risky, some also extremely risk averse. You normally have fundamental analysis and then technical analysis. If we talk of technical analysis, you are just looking at the charts, comparing previous price movements and then using to make possible speculations as to where price is going to go in future, or looking at how the trends and then turning points are moving on the market. That's what technicals is. You're basically looking at the charts and then making your analysis based on the price action, based on the patterns, based on whatever indicator you are using on the charts directly. Now with the fundamental analysis, as I talked about in my fundamental video, what you are doing is actually taking advantage of news, economic events, any geopolitical events to make a speculation as to whether a particular currency is going to be weak or it's going to be strong. If it's weak, you are basically looking for a sell. If it's strong, you are basically looking for a buy. So you realize that you're making same trading decisions, but you're watching them from two different lenses. So sometimes a technical can tell you one thing and your fundamentals will tell you the other. Sometimes technicals tell you to buy, or fundamentals also tell you to sell, and then it might get a bit confusing for you. So for me, best times I actually like trading with fundamentals is when it extremely aligns with my technicals, regardless of what technical analysis tool I'm using. If it tells me one thing and then my fundamental also comes to complement it, that's the best time to trade it. There are so many instances where a fundamental might be released, it tells you to buy, you make your profits, let's say 20 pips, 40 pips, 50 pips. By the time you realize, it reverses because the technicals also tell you the other. That's what happens most of the times when fundamentals tell you something different from the technicals. But you realize that in the long run, it always ends up aligning with the technicals. So even though the fundamental in the short term tells you to buy, if the technicals tell you to sell, you realize that in the long term, the initial buy will now end up becoming a sell because it has to always align with the technicals. So like I said, the best times I like to trade with fundamentals is when it aligns perfectly with my technicals. And I'll be using a prime example of a trade I took this morning to explain to you how I take advantage of the news. So we're going to go into the charts. So I explained to you the rationale behind me taking this trade, what technical analysis tool I used, what technique I used, what fundamental was released, and then how I used it to complement my technicals in taking this trade. Before we delve into the charts, make sure you hit that like button for me. All I need from you is to hit that like button. I also need you to hit that notification bell so you get notified anytime I go live or drop a video on YouTube. Also subscribe to the channel. Join us on YouTube. Join the family. Let's grow to 10,000. I recently hit 7,000 subscribers earlier this week, and I want to thank each and every one of you for the love and support I've received in my first 4 months on YouTube. Our next target is to hit the 10K subscriber mark, so I need you to hit that subscribe button and join the family on YouTube. So without wasting my time, let's jump right onto the charts. The trades I took were actually on both Euro JPY and then GBP JPY. We've seen some huge profits on it. We've already closed enough positions on it, and we currently have a pullback on it. And then we have the next candle coming in at 10 a.m. So in about 35 minutes, the next candle should come. I'll be expecting a further push on this pair. So if you look at this pair, all I used on this was my breakout strategy. So if you've not watched my video on breakouts, please go back and watch it. It is the best breakout strategy video you get out there, because I basically listed 2 scenarios where I expect the market to break out. The first one was I normally want to see a strong momentum candle, and the second one is also multiple medium-sized candle. I also made mention of the fact that if the candlesticks which form at a particular resistance or support zone also indicates a continuation, normally what the market is about to break out or about to go on a continuation. So it was on both Euro JPY. Euro JPY has actually reversed back to my entry. We made about 40 pips on it already. GBP JPY also closed about 100 pips on it already from the entry here. Remember what we said about resistance, price point beyond which the market fails to go any higher within a range. Same for this as well. So on Euro JPY, basically having this medium-sized candles here and then a stronger one closing up here, I expected a breakout from here because the next possible resistance from here was all the way up here. So now this was the first initial trade I took with my stop loss right at the bottom of the consolidation we have here. So risking about 40 pips on this particular setup. Normally, like I always say, we are normally expecting it to at least go to the next resistance. So with this push, we are normally expecting the market to at least get to this particular point. So like I always say, your TP1, TP2, TP3, you know how to set the various take profits. So now let's go to GBP/JPY. Same thing for GBP/JPY. The one thing about GBP/JPY and the Euro/JPY is that about 95% of the time they are both going in the same direction. So if you look at both pairs, you realize that you see extreme similarity in the patterns on them. Extremely similar movements, extremely similar patterns, extremely similar up and down movements on both pairs, as you can see clearly here. If we are buying Euro/JPY, we're also buying GBP/JPY around the same time. So my entry on GBP/JPY was also around this price. It was slightly above. We're expecting a breakout because Euro/JPY has already closed above the resistance with multiple medium-sized candles, which are all bullish candles. None of them is bearish, so I'm expecting it to be a continuation on this, or just also a strong breakout. So we come to GBP/JPY, the next possible resistance is all the way up here. So at least I'm trying to get to this point by the close of today. But like I said, we've already closed about 100 pips on it. At the same time, we had some fundamentals coming in. So now let's go to my fundamental analysis platform, which is fastbull.com. This is one of the best fundamental analysis platforms you can actually use. Fastbull, you are able to get your news from here in real time. They have AIs which actually make predictions as to where the market is going to go on certain currency pairs. So you create your profile and then you sign in. All you need to do is come to economic calendar. Then you see all the news which will be released in a particular trading day. You also want to customize the screen to your preference. So you come to screen and then you choose the currencies you need any fundamentals on. So these are the ones that need fundamentals on. These are the regions as well. So every single currency you need fundamentals on, country, region, you choose it here. Also come to more and then you choose the strength. Like I said, I only need high impact news. So I come and choose the red stars here. I check this economic data, events, holidays. These are the events types. So I have all the currencies here. I have metals, I have energy. So you just come here and you customize this to your preference. Once you do that, you just hit on confirm. And then the good thing about this platform is that they also give you strong predictions as to the main currency which will be affected by the fundamental. So if you look at this news, the news was actually CPI. And you know what CPI is? Basically inflation for the pound. The moment the news is released, they tell you what direction the market is actually going to go with the major currency pair which it's affected by. You know that once inflation goes up, the currency will gain strength. So the pound gains strength. What does it also mean? That the trade I'm taking on GBP/JPY is also what? A buy. It means that it's actually confirming the buy, but I'm already in this trade, so all I need is a solid stop loss, and then I wait for the market to actually go in my favor. So we come back to fastbull.com. If you want to view, you click on view. It tells you everything you need to know about the particular currency, every single thing, every single data. Just sign up with Fastbull by hitting on the link in my description. Sign up here. You get all your news in real time. They also make predictions as to what currency is going to be impacted most by the news or the fundamental which is released. Just come here, explore. There's so much here for you. They even have videos on fundamentals here for you. There's a lot for you to understand on this website. So just go to fastbull.com, take advantage of the fundamental news and then get your news in real time. Don't miss out on any fundamental which is released. So the news here basically told us to expect strength in the pound pairs. As you can see on your screens, extreme profits made on both. 100 pips closed on GBP/JPY, 40 pips closed on Euro/JPY, and I'm basically done for the day. So this is how I basically combine my fundamentals with my technicals. My breakouts and then my fundamentals indicating what strength in the pound, took advantage of the trade, made my profits, closed them, and I'm basically done for the day. So we've come to the end of another video. Thank you very much for joining me in this one. If you want me to make more back-to-back content like this, I need your support. I need you to like this video. I also need you to subscribe to this channel, smash that notification bell so you get notified anytime I go live or drop a video on YouTube. Hit the link in my description to also join the Common Forex trading community on Telegram. Also keep up with me on my socials, Common Forex on Telegram, Common Forex on TikTok, Common Forex on Twitter, Common Forex on Instagram as well. If you have your own funds you want to trade with and need a trusted and a reliable broker with the tightest spreads, 24/7 customer service, as well as positive trading conditions, there's a link in my description which takes you to a website of my recommended broker. Sign up, start trading, trade, withdraw, repeat. That's all I need you to do in 2024. Just trade, withdraw, repeat. Thank you very much for joining me in this one. See you in the next one.